Right, what is up guys, it is James back here again bringing you guys another video. Sorry I didn't upload yesterday, just didn't really have time to, but today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the new Operations game mode and whether I like it or not. Before we get into this, please leave a like, all that good stuff, subscribe if you do enjoy it, and let's get right into the video. For those of you that don't know, the new Operations mode in Battlefield 1 is where you play lots of different, effectively, mini-games of conquest in an order. You'll play old historical battles and go through them, and there'll be an attacking side and a defending side, and you have to take generally 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 1 points without in a certain time limit, and the attacking team has a certain amount of people that they can use, basically. There are 4 different operation games that you can do. There is one which is the British versus the Germans, there's one which is the United States versus the Germans, there's the Italians versus the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and there's one which is the British versus the Ottoman Empire. And yeah, there's a good variety of settings there. The game itself and how the game looks seems to lend itself to this sort of game mode, and it's alright. I do quite enjoy the Operations game modes, and there's definitely some positives about it, but there are also some stuff, there is some things wrong with it that I think could definitely improve the game. I think one big problem that the Operations game mode has is that if it goes the full length, these games last like an hour. I'm not even exaggerating here. The way that it works, 2 maps are generally incorporated into the thing, and if the attackers win the first map, you then move on to the second one. So you have, the attackers have 3 opportunities to win, and you start off with 150 soldiers. So you basically the entire team can die 150 times, which if you're playing the 32 versus 32, that's not much at all, but you do regenerate tickets as you win. So say you take the first objective, I think it's between like 4 and 6 different rounds. You take the first one, take the second one, then you get wiped out. You then have 2 more attacks, take the next 3 or 4. And it works quite well, but if it goes on to the second round, the attackers win the first one, and if the attackers win the second one as well, these things last a long ass time. Now, that is alright to a certain extent, but you really have to commit to an Operations game. It's not as if you can say, oh, I fancy playing a game of Operations. You really have to think, do I have a free hour to play this one game? And if you're defending and up against people that are a lot better than you, you're just not going to have a fun time at all. I think another big problem I have with the Operations game mode, and to a certain extent Battlefield 1 as a whole, is the behemoths. I get that they're cool. I get that they're a really nice thing to see on the map, and it really gets you immersed into the game. But you could be absolutely trouncing a team, and then you could have the Dreadnought come in, you could have the airship come in, and all you need is one person who's half good at using that, and they will just walk through you. The things really do have a lot of health, and especially with a Zeppelin, that is really inaccurate. For those of you that don't know, if a Zeppelin took a shot, it was done, it was on fire, it was going down. A proper shot on a Zeppelin, if you hit the like main air bit of it, it was done. It was setting on fire and it was burning up. Whilst on this, it takes like loads of shots, and it's just like, oh, okay, you haven't really gone for realism here, have you? Which I can understand, but it's just frustrating. Like, you'll be absolutely trouncing a team, and then they'll get their behemoth in, and they'll then go and win a few flags, and it kind of gives you a few cheap deaths, especially with the Zeppelin. You can be running around in the trenches on, I think, the American versus German one. You'll be running through the trenches, and there's nothing that you can do to hide from that Zeppelin, and it is really, really annoying. Finally, and I think this is my biggest gripe about Operations, is that it is almost too team-based. And I understand that the Operations mode is supposed to be team-based, but when you have a maximum squad of 5, and you're trying to get all these people to work together, it becomes really, really hard to have have one player or have a squad make any real difference. You could have a squad of 5 people that are absolutely beasting it, but the rest of their team could be shite, and they'll lose. You could have, or you could, on the flip side, you have a squad of 5 that are absolutely terrible, but they get carried to a win. And I think that it's frustrating that, especially with, I generally play 64-man because the things feel a bit more hectic, there's more stuff going on. And I just feel that you can't really have much of an impact on the game as a solo player. You do need to be playing it as a squad, and my problem is that I only really have one other mate that takes this game seriously, and I have 3 others that play it but prefer other games. So it can be hard for me to get a fun time in an operation, and I do have fun in it. It can be a good time, but I don't win operations as much as I'd like to. So I'm either playing solo, or I'm playing with one other person who's really taking the game seriously. And let's suppose I'm not the best at this game, so it can be hard to do well. So yeah, that I think is definitely one of the biggest problems with the operations game mode. It is so hard for players to have a good time without being teamed up, and even if you are teamed up, you don't have a big enough impact on the game itself. Anyway guys, this is all I've got for you today. If you have enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. What do you think of the operations game mode? Do you think it's a fun time? Or are you like me? Do you think it has some things it could work on before it will fulfill its full potential? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.